What is up, people, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series, of course, where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009, work our way through the teams, and try and get a try for one of the best teams in F1 2017. If you missed episode 1, then definitely go catch up, and now you'll be sort of informed on all the rules of this series. And you'll get to see the incredible first episode of this series. It was amazing back in Australia. So there will be a card annotation in the top right-hand corner of your screens. But you can also go catch up with a link down in the description. But after the Australian Grand Prix, we are currently 4th place in the drivers' standings there, with 5 points just behind Hakey Kovalainen, just missing out on our on a podium in our first race of this Rags to Riches series. It's been an absolute stellar performance at the Australian Grand Prix, and we are kicking off Rags to Riches 3 in absolutely incredible fashion. But let's head over to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Let's get into that race. But first of all, let's have a look at the inbox and see the emails. We've got a little press review, and Hakey Kovalainen doubts Gullis' title credentials. I'm not really challenging for the title at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter too much to me. I would love to win a title in 2009. That'd be absolutely incredible. And that will mean that we will drive for Williams in 2010 to give us a better chance of maybe getting the title in F1 2010. But that's not really the goal. The goal is to try and, you know, sort of work our way through the teams at the moment and get better drives towards the end of this series. So, without any further ado, let's advance time to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Okay, so going into the emails once again, we've got another race preview, and this time I'm actually predicted to win in Kuala Lumpur. So that's pretty incredible that they're already tipping me to win in Kuala Lumpur. I don't think it's going to happen. It just depends on whether this circuit is as easy as Australia was. If it isn't, then we are going to struggle here today. But if it is, then we have got a really, really good opportunity to get a good result at the Malaysian Grand Prix. We need to sort out our strategy, because that's what sort of lost us the race win. Because at the time, we were actually leading the race ahead of Nico Rosberg, but unfortunately, the two-stop strategy wasn't the best one to go for, and the guys on the one-stopper definitely got the better result. But it's now time. It is time to head over to Malaysia for the qualifying sessions. Oh, why? Why does it have to be raining in my second race on this game? This is definitely going to throw up a few surprises here today. 100% chance of rain. It's going to be raining throughout the whole entire session. Right, here we go then. One-shot qualifying in torrential rain here on a Nintendo Wii. And I've never driven in the rain before. So this is only going to be fun. Oh my god, what's that Braun doing? Do not do that to me. Whoever you are, Rubens Barrichello or Jensen Button, don't know who you are, but whatever you're doing, don't do that. As we overtake him, get out of the way, sir, and let me complete this lap. Okay, so that wasn't actually too bad, going through turn 1 and turn 2, but whether it's bad on the rest of the lap, I'm not too sure at the moment. We are 1/10 down. Oh, I've completely messed up there, but we can still pick it up. We can still pick it up. We can still at least get into Q2. Come on. Oh, I shot that hairpin just a little bit there, but what is the time on the Sector 2 split? Okay, we're 2.1 seconds down. If we can nail... Oh, no, I was going to say if we can nail this final sector, then maybe, just maybe, we can make it into Q2. I'm not too sure. We might still be able to make it, but it's not a quick lap. This has been absolutely awful here today at the Malaysian Grand Prix. He's got to get it through the penultimate corner now on these final 2 straights and see what we can do. But in all honesty, it's not looking good. It's looking very likely that we are going to be out here in Q1 after an amazing qualifying performance at the Australian Grand Prix. Once again, just overshooting that final corner, coming down towards the line now, and that's us out. We're right down at the back of... Okay, we're not at the back of the field, we're down in P18, but that is us out of the qualifying session. Really, really disappointing qualifying session here today at the Malaysian Grand Prix. Going out with Fisichella, Nakajima, myself, PK, and Adrian Sittil. I'm not really too sure what happened. I think just the wet weather conditions and the knowledge of the circuit. Obviously, I've driven here before on other games, but on a Nintendo Wii, getting the turning and stuff like that, just missed out quite a bit. And unfortunately, that is us out of the qualifying session, down in 18th position. So it looks like the easy ride that we thought we were going to have after the Australian Grand Prix, that it isn't quite as plain sailing as we thought. So we definitely got a challenge ahead of ourselves this season. Sebastian Bourdais getting through in P11, so good lap there from my teammate. Unfortunately, getting out qualified by him. So not exactly too happy with that, but We will learn from this, and we will try to pick it up in the race. It just means that we're going to have a bit of fun, and we're going to be making lots of overtakes if we want to get into the points here today. But without any further ado, let's head over to the race for the Malaysian Grand Prix. Here we go then. It's race day for the Malaysian Grand Prix. It looks like it's a lot drier than it was in the qualifying session. Is there any chance of rain? 90% chance of rain. So the rain will be coming down at some point in today's race, but it will be a dry start, so that is something that we have got to look forward to. There is the starting grid for today's race. No real surprise, I don't think, in the qualifying session. Sebastian Bourdais qualifying in P11. Last time's race winner Nico Rosberg down in 12th place, and there I am, unfortunately, way down at the back of the field in P18 as we get ready for today's race. Here we are on the starting grid then. The lights coming on as we go to 4, 5, red lights. It is lights out, and away we go for the Malaysian Grand Prix. And it is actually raining. There is actually rain on the circuit, so it's not raining at the moment, but the track is definitely wet. So we do have to be careful of that as we go down in towards turn 1. I'm going to take it nice and cautiously. Just make sure I don't go into the back of anybody, which I did there on the Toro Rosso, as I've completely driven over the grass there through turn 1. I've got a Toyota, and I'm going to go around the outside of the Toyota. Can I get through? Oh, not quite, but that was good driving around the outside. And that's put myself up into P12 now. So really good start there, even though, okay, I drove on the grass for a little bit, and it wasn't exactly the cleanest of starts, but I am up now into P10, right behind Robert Kubica, as it sounds like there's a lot of cars having a few collisions behind me. But the question is now, can I keep hold of this position? This is going to be a tough circuit for me to drive. I definitely struggled with it through the qualifying session, but if I can keep it on the track during the race, then possibly I can get even more points. Obviously, I need to get into 8th position or above. That's not a good line there through that corner. That's really going to hurt me. That's going to put somebody on the attack of me down towards the hairpin. But luckily, they don't go for the manoeuvres. More drivers crashing into the back of each other into that hairpin. What on earth is going on? Okay, so we have actually been gaining on Fernando Alonso in that previous lap. I'm not too sure whether I'm going to be ready to go for an overtake or not. Yes, I am. So much quicker. Down in towards turn 1. I've just gone straight into the side of Kubica. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to allow him back through. Robert Kubica, go for the overtake. Go for the overtake, Kubica. Get back past. Come on. Come on. Come on. No. Are you going to go for the overtake? No. Okay, fine. I'll take this position. I was happily going to allow you to have that position back, as I did. Fair play, completely T-bone him into that corner, but if he's not going to take it, I'm not going to give it to him. I'm not going to give it to him. Although that was a very, very dirty move down towards turn 1. To be fair, all the spray and stuff like that, I definitely braked a little bit too late into that corner. And, yeah, just couldn't really see my braking point because of all the spray, but not really a good enough excuse. Shouldn't have gone into the back of him at the end of the day. But nevertheless, I'm up into P8 and I'm in the points. Okay, we've got another driver into the pits now. That is Felipe Massa coming into the pit lane. That's going to put me up into P7. Jarno Trulli not yet come into pits. He's 5 seconds up the road. So we've got 5 seconds that we need to catch up to those leaders. Fingers crossed we can do so. But either way, P7. So I think that's 2 points. And I'll be very, very happy with that. Okay, we've got some more drivers coming into the pits now. Looks like most of the drivers are going for that 2-stop strategy in today's race. I'm going to hold out for the 1-stopper, because that seemed to work an absolute treat last time around at the Australian Grand Prix. So if it can work again, then maybe I can get a really, really decent result in this race. I just need to hold onto the tyres and make sure that the wear isn't too bad. But at the moment, I'm up into P4, and I'm trying to catch up to Sebastian Vettel. Okay, I think these tyres are definitely gone now. I think I definitely need to switch to that 2-stop strategy, in fact, because I'm really, really struggling with the tyre wear at the moment in today's race. Because just look at that. Look at the drifting out wide. Oh, this is not good. I'm losing so much time to Sebastian Vettel. I'm allowing Nakajima to catch me up in today's race. So I think the best option I have right now is to slow it all down and make a pit stop, as I've overshot the pit lane. That's not what I wanted to do. But into the pits I come for my first pit stop in today's race. And hopefully it can be a quick one for the team. I'm not too sure whereabouts I am going to come up. What the hell happened there? I came into the pit lane. What on earth? Why did it restart me? I came into the pit lane. I don't have a clue what on earth happened there, but for some reason, it thought that I came in at the wrong angle or something like that. Anyway, I'm probably going to drop down quite a bit in today's race. Am I going to get held up at all as well? I'm not too sure. I think so by... Yes, I am. Yep, by Fernando. No, by PK. PK's holding me up. This is even longer. 15-second stop. 16-second stop. It's because they're refueling me all the way to the end, aren't they? 19-second pit stop there. And I definitely have to make another pit stop in today's race. So it looks like I've kind of messed up this strategy, but I will try and catch up, and I will try and get this position back. I want to get the points today. Okay, looks like we've got some drivers into the pits once again. So this is going to move me up into an okay position. I'm up into P11 at the moment. That's not quite the points. It's not quite the top 10. But at least I am making my way through the field once more after the disaster of what was that first stint. But, you know, we are still just getting used to this game at the moment. I'm not really too sure what is the best strategies to go for, how to drive in the wet, and where to brake and stuff like that for these corners. So, like I said, I'm just at the moment learning the circuit, as you can see, completely messing up into that corner. I've been messing up into that corner quite a lot, but we'll be trying now to see whether we can close up to Timo Glock for P10. Okay, we've got a whole load more drivers into the pits at the moment, so this will put me up into the points at the moment, past Nakajima there, and now up into P4, so past Timo Glock as well. So there we go, up into P4 at the moment for today's Malaysian Grand Prix. But at the moment, it looks like we will be making one more pit stop. If we could just make that one stopper work, then we could have definitely held on to this P4, but we're definitely going to have to come into the pits. We've got Glock all over the back of me at the moment, and he is going to get past very, very soon. Okay, Timo Glock not quite able to make it past me in today's race at the moment, but it's time. We are going to be coming into the pits now for a pit stop at this Malaysian Grand Prix. So need to get turned in and actually make it into the pit lane this time, unlike the first pit stop that we made. And there we go. No, Glock's actually coming in behind me. So it looks like Glock... No. Oh, I thought we were going to get reset then. I thought we were going to get reset once again. But luckily that didn't happen. And we're going to be coming into the pits. Not too sure whereabouts this is going to put us. It's going to drop us way down the field. And I think back down into the likes of P14 once again. We are getting refueled, but hopefully not for that long. Go. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? What are we waiting for? Everything was done. We had tyres on the car. We had our fuel done. So why the fuck were we waiting? We could have saved about 5 seconds there if we weren't waiting for Timo Glock. Why did he have to come out ahead of us? There was no need for it. No need for it. Now I've got to catch up all that time because my pit crew is absolutely dreadful. Down in P14. Oh, we've got 4 laps left in this race. Let's make up some positions. Come on. The blimmin' spray. I couldn't see a fucking thing. Oh, we were closing up so quickly there to Timo Glock. But we had a chance. We had a chance to at least get P12 in this race, and I've thrown it all away. I have absolutely demolished this race. That's poor for me. Absolutely poor. I can only apologise for my terrible driving. I mean, I am driving a Wii remote, so you can give me a little bit of leeway, but still, I should have known better. I should have been a little bit more cautious going into that hairpin and not wait for the red line to come up. I just couldn't see it. Just couldn't see anything through there. But there is a driver coming into the pits now, so that is going to give me at least one position in today's race and will move me up into P13. I think it's Timo Glock. Is he into the pits again? Timo Glock. He is. Glock is into the pits again. No, I'm still in P14. Okay, maybe not. No, he is. He is into the pits again. And I've just moved up into P13, so I don't know what on earth is happening with Timo Glock, whether he had a problem there going into the back of Nico Rosberg, but still, I'm up into P13, and it's still a terrible position. It's awful at the end of the day. I will never, ever get that corner right, no matter how many times I try. Final lap here then at the Malaysian Grand Prix. And I don't think we're going to be gaining any more positions. We're 4 seconds behind Nico Rosberg at the moment. We might, you never know, this could be a really, really quick lap compared to Nico Rosberg. We might be able to catch up at the end of the day, but it's looking very, very unlikely, and I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see. I think there may even be 2 drivers up ahead of us, so if we can get one of them, we can get both. But I feel like the gap is just a little bit too big at the moment. Let's see. Final time of asking, can we get this corner correct? Here we go. Nope. No, there's just too bouncy. I don't know what it is. You just slow down and then you oversteer. So you get on the throttle a little bit to help yourself sort of through it. And then just nothing happens. Oh, the tyres are gone again. Tyre wear on this game is very difficult. I've also learned that today. Tyre wear on this game is very, very difficult. I've learned that when your tyres get to yellow, come into the pits. Don't let them go to orange. If they go to orange, you're not making any corners. Because look at that. That's like full lock. I can't get around the corner. Come on. Just need to take it cautiously. Let's just get the car home for a terrible P13 in this race. I suppose I'm not the only one who's had a bad race here today. Nico Rosberg won the Australian Grand Prix and has only finished in P12. So at least I'm not the only one here today. But just look at that. Turning in. There's nothing. The tyres are gone. And here we go. Coming down to cross the line for what is an awful P13 at today's race. I mean, it's a good result, seeing as we are in a Toro Rosso, but compared to what we did at the Australian Grand Prix, it's absolutely awful. Mark Webber, though, finishes today's race with the race victory, with Sebastian Vettel bringing home a Red Bull 1-2. Rubens Barrichello finishes in 3rd, with Jenson Button in 4th, Lewis Hamilton 5th, Jarno Trulli in 6th, then Felipe Massa in 7th, Kimi Räikkönen in 8th, with Fernando Alonso 9th, and Nakajima finishing down in 10th position. I'm not too sure why I'm going through the top 10 because it's only the top 8 that score points here today. I, unfortunately, finished down in P13, but the good news is we did manage to beat our teammate of Sebastian Bourdais, and Heikki Kovalainen was the only driver to not finish. So it's going to look very close in the tables after 2 rounds of the championship, and yes it is. We're in P8. We're 1 point behind Heikki Kovalainen and Rubens Barrichello. We're only 2 points behind Jenson Button, and we're not too far off Mark Webber, who, of course, is leading the championship as well. We are only 6 points behind him, with Nico Rosberg in 2nd still, only 1 point behind Mark Webber. So, still very, very close at the moment in the championship. And we are ahead of the likes of Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Räikkönen at the moment. So we will be very, very happy with that. As we have a look at the Constructors' Championship. And Toro Rosso at the bottom of the guys who have scored points so far in the season. But we are still ahead of Force India, Renault and BMW Sauber. So we can still be very, very happy with that. But after that terrible race at the Malaysian Grand Prix, let's head back to the menus. So looking at the race review, Hayden Gullis misses the mark. Toro Rosso still confident. Toro Rosso isn't letting the fact that Hayden Gullis failed to score bring spirits down. I think there should be a comma in there. Even I'm terrible at grabbing on it. I know that isn't correct there. Down after the performance in Kuala Lumpur, the whole team will be working even harder to make sure points are brought home in Shanghai, and so will I be. Hopefully we can get the Chinese Grand Prix right and don't make too many mistakes in that one. But as it stands, we are currently 8th in the championship after 2 rounds of the 2009 season. If somebody said that to me going into this championship, that I'd have 5 points coming out of the first 2 rounds, I'd be thrilled with that. I thought this season was going to be so difficult and we'd be right at the back of the field every single race. But to be fair, we've had some decent fights in the first 2 races of this season, and hopefully that can carry on as the rest of the season unfolds. But that's it for episode 2 of Rags to Riches 3. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget, as always, to smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for more of the Rags to Riches series, F1 2017 career mode, and a whole load of other Formula 1 content for you guys as well. Also, if you guys want to leave a comment down below telling me what you thought about today's race, then that would be very much appreciated, and I will try to reply to your comments as soon as possible. But that's it for episode 2. Join me next time for the Chinese Grand Prix, but until then, it's goodbye from me.